Hi, it's Nikki. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about a topic that I get asked almost on a daily basis, not only from patients and clients, but from friends and family. And that is, why do we eat when we're not physically hungry? So what I mean by that is, when you're full from a meal, maybe you just had lunch, maybe you just had supper, and you find yourself in the fridge, maybe in the pantry, craving, maybe something sweet, something salty, even though your stomach is still full from your meal. So you're physically full. There's no physical hunger happening. So why? Why do we do that? Why are we eating when we don't have the physiological drive to eat food? Well, there's a couple different reasons why this happens, and I think they might surprise you. So I'm going to talk about one of those main reasons today, and then I'll give you 5 things that you can try, tips that you can do at home to try and help you kind of curb this eating when you're not physically hungry. Once in a while, it's not a big deal, but if you find that this isn't a problem area for yourself, you're doing it more and more than you feel comfortable with, then we need to take some steps to try and prevent it and try to stop overfueling our bodies. The number one reason why we eat when we're not hungry is because of a lack of satisfaction. So what do I mean by that? What is satisfaction? Satisfaction when it comes to eating is a big component. So we want to enjoy the food that we're eating. We want that food to taste good. We want to feel like more than just the physical hunger has been achieved from that meal or that food. We are missing this nowadays. Why is that? There's a couple different reasons. One of them being we're scared to eat the foods we enjoy. We're often told, that if a food tastes good, it must be bad for you, or anything with fat or sugar or salt is bad for you. You got to stay away from these foods. A lot of the low-calorie foods with not much flavor are pushed on us. So raw vegetables or diet yogurts, things like that. So foods that don't have much palatability to them. So that's one thing. We're choosing these foods that maybe don't taste as good. Another thing can be because of the fact that we're scared of the salt, the sugar, and the fat, we're not really flavoring our food. And so it just doesn't taste that good. We just don't enjoy that meal that much. Lots of times I get people in my office who are told to eat plain chicken, rice, broccoli, steamed broccoli, nothing on it. I don't know about you, but that sounds like it has zero appeal to me. Nothing about that sounds satisfying at all. Another reason is that we often eat mindlessly or distracted. So maybe we eat supper while watching TV, or we eat breakfast while watching a show on our phones or scrolling through social media. These type of things don't allow us to be fully immersed in that meal. So we miss a lot of the components of the meal that add to satisfaction. Things like the texture, the temperature, maybe the aroma. We're not appreciating that as much. So we just fill up physically, so our stomach expands from the physical food sitting in our stomach, but we miss filling up on that satisfaction piece. And surprisingly, you can feel full, very physically full, very stuffed, maybe even too full, and not be satisfied, and not, and still want to go out and eat more food because you're missing that satisfaction fullness, as I'm gonna call it. So, what do we need to do to get that satisfaction back? To actually enjoy our meal so we can feel both physically full of satisfaction, so we can move on from that eating experience and maybe spend a couple hours not thinking about food. Well, here's 5 things that I want you to try. Number 1, eat foods that appeal to you. Eat foods that you want to eat. If you feel like having a sandwich with mayonnaise or mustard or whatever you put on your sandwich that adds flavor, have that. Don't choose a plain chicken breast because someone told you. Your body is going to tell you what you need. You're the only person who knows exactly what you want. So spend a little bit of time when you start getting hungry to think about what you actually want. Do you want something warm? Do you want something cold? Do you want something crunchy? Do you want something soft? Those things matter. And if your body is telling you, I want something hot and creamy, and you pick something cold and crunchy, you're not going to be satisfied, and you're going to be in the kitchen 20 minutes later looking for something that's cold and crunchy. So listen to your body. The second thing is flavor your foods with fat. Maybe add a little bit of oil when you're going to roast some veggies in the oven, salad dressing on your salad, mayonnaise on your sandwich, all of those things. Fat carries flavor. When we have meals with some fat in them, we can get to that satisfaction because there's flavor in the food. Fat also does slow down digestion, so it does keep us full longer too. So it's kind of a twofold. So add some fat. Maybe even add a little bit of flavor using seasoning if you need to too. Flavor will make you feel satisfied. Number 3, sit down and eat your meal at a table. No TVs, no cell phones, no tablets, no social media, no books, no magazines. I know that probably sounds crazy and you're probably gonna think, well, that's boring. But you know what? If you want to have a satisfying meal and enjoy your meal and feel full, you need to actually sit down and eat it mindfully. So we think as adults, humans, we're good multitaskers, right? We're not. When it comes to eating, oh man, we're not good at all. Have you ever sat down for a movie or in front of the TV and you're all of a sudden at the bottom of your plate or the bottom of your popcorn and you don't even remember eating that food? That's because we're not good multitaskers. So take 15 minutes to enjoy your meal. We live in the day and age where thank goodness there's PVR. Record your show, record the news, record it, whatever it is that you don't want to miss. Spend 15 minutes enjoying your meal. Please just try it. It makes a huge difference. When you're eating this meal mindfully, think about a few things too. Spend a minute to appreciate your meal. Look at your meal. Wow, what colors are there? Does it smell good? Experience the aroma. 60% of our taste comes from what we smell, so smell it. Appreciate it. You can even take it a step further and maybe think about where that food came from. Where was it grown? Who transported it? How did it get to your table? As silly as that sounds, that can really bring us satisfaction when we appreciate the hard work that went into getting that food on your table. Also, when you're trying to eat mindfully, chew your food, experience the texture of it. Maybe put your fork down between some bites. You can use your other hand if you're one of those really quick eaters. Use your non-dominant hand to eat. Whatever you do, just try to really enjoy that experience. You will enjoy your meal for longer than the actual meal if you do that. You'll stay fuller longer. That satisfaction will be there and you'll be able to make it, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours without thinking about food. So eating mindfully, very important. And then number 4 was, I just kind of said it, was the, notice the smell, the taste, the texture, the aroma. So eating mindfully, number 3. And number 4, noticing the smell, the texture, the aroma, those type of things are kind of combined into one. Number 5. This is going to be a whole video on its own because it's a very intense topic, is to give yourself full permission to eat foods. What does that mean? Again, it's complicated, but if you have food rules of, I can't eat this chocolate because it's bad for me or it's going to make me gain weight, or I have to eat this carrot because that's what someone told me to help me lose weight, those type of thoughts, those diet thoughts, you're not going to be satisfied with your meal because you need to pick the foods you want to eat so you can enjoy it without guilt or shame so you can get to that satisfaction. So throw away all those food rules, pick the foods that you want to eat, sit down at a table without any distractions, flavor your food so it tastes better, and appreciate those flavors and those smells and those tastes and those textures. And I guarantee that you'll find more satisfaction in your meal. Or else you might realize that you didn't actually like this food that you used to eat mindlessly, and you can try picking a different food at a different meal. Either way, it's gonna help bring you in the moment, gonna help get you back to eating foods you want, eating when you're hungry, stopping when you're full, and stopping that mindless overeating that we tend to do. So thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try and answer them. And if you have any other mindful eating, intuitive eating videos that you want to see me make, leave that down there below too. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks!